hit the go live button. You've been there for like 10 minutes. Oh, wow. Wow, that was a straight up amateur move right there, dude. It's amateur hour. Fuck. Wild. I'm like looking, I'm like, why doesn't it say end broadcast? Oh, yeah, that's right, because you didn't even click go live, you dumbass. Wow. Oh, that's fucking dumbass. That's like the second time in a row already. Oh, and where the fuck is everybody at? There's nobody in any of these fucking. Oh, there they are. There they are. There's the global news. There were 0 people in there a minute ago. Yeah, I was very straight. Been here for the past like 15 minutes, just dicking around without hitting the button. I'm not without hitting the button. No fucking. Yesterday I was touching all kinds of shit and fucked something up. So I was like, today let's just not do nothing. And I didn't even click the button. Got what 20 minutes? 20 minutes till the banking fucking what are they gonna do? Oh yeah, they're gonna question him. God damn, look at that ass. Oh. Um yeah, maybe a burger. Looks a bit thin. Yeah, dude, I've been here for I didn't even hit the fucking button, bro. I didn't touch nothing this morning. I didn't even hit the go live. I was like, yeah, we ain't gonna touch shit. It's gonna go live by itself. What the fuck? Oh man, I think I've done that too many times already. Huh, Waldo? Fucking A, dude. I don't know, man. It was like, let's just not fuck with nothing. It probably sounds like shit too this morning without even touching nothing still again. But who? I mean, oh well. Well, all right. Going on, Waldo. How we doing this morning? I know I'm sitting there. I'm like, well, one of those days, and I'm like, why does it say go live? Aren't I already live? Oh yeah, that's right. We gotta click it. Stupid. Fuck. Yo, WWE is taking off. Oh yeah, we got the fucking banking committee. Nah, it's not the chlamydia. Chlamydia. Everything except my Bitcoin trade. Yo, whoa, whoa. WWE. Isn't that fucking World Wrestling? Oh, bro, what's going on out here? I'm so confused. Didn't WWE like blown up during COVID or something? Like, what the hell are we doing over here? I mean, what the fuck, dude? Like, what the fuck, dude? I am seriously confused right now. Like, what in the fuck is going on around here? You got everybody else out there in the world falling apart. All banks are falling apart, getting clapped left and right. You got WWE over here just fucking been killing it for the past like 4 years. What the fuck? Oh, that's wild. Look at that shit. Dude, it's basically almost back at the all-time highs of fucking 2019. Whoa. That's insane. I am impressed, my good sir. Need to figure out how to get a $600 rally. That's not asking for much. I mean, just shit. I mean, you should have just bought WWE. You'd have been good. I mean, goddamn. They even pay a divvy? Like, and then watch them pay a dividend. I'm gonna be so pissed off because I looked at WWE when I was looking at WWI and I was like, nah, they're up too much. They're up too much. That's crazy. And then now look at it, dude. It's fucking up like 5x. That's fucking whatever. Whatever. Yeah, you definitely do need a $600 rally. Huh? Waldo, where are we at right now? I mean, hell, it's not that bad. I mean, hell, that 16,520 was seemed pretty scary. Everybody was like, run for the bonds, and then like we still really haven't done shit though. It's good though. It's good. It's good. It's coming up. It's coming. After we get this banking shit coming out here, like if they give any if they give any side eye or batting of the eye towards the bank to signal any kind of instability, well, you know what that's gonna do for Bitcoin. Bitcoin and the rest of the cryptocurrency, they're gonna kind of run it up, and then after that, they're probably gonna fizzle out real quick. But one can dream and say it's gonna continue to run. I mean, I always wanted to keep running. Been reading a little about UK bank. Oh man, they're fucked, right? Have you see how bad it is over there? Bro, it's horrible. I want to see what this banking their stress test does. Yo, bro, if they do fucking if they got a divvy over there, I'm just gonna quit right now. Just letting you know that right now. Quit. Because everything I thought I knew was wrong. Because fucking WWE is just like, what in the Lord is going on? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Motherfuckers gonna get tired of this running back and forth from the bonds and then running back to risk off and back to risk on and fuck, let's run back over here. Earnings, diluted, net, quarterly. Where is it? Doesn't really know with blind eyes. Oh, man, they got some. I don't know if you want to call them bad actors. They're just bad because yeah, there's a lot of what are we, just criminal activity. Yeah, let's just call it that way. You know, it's some very frowned upon, huh? I mean, I think it's more of a lock your ass up kind of shit. Yeah, it's not good over there. It's gonna be nuts. McKinsey's starting to cut 1,400 jobs. Spy getting a little pop. I wonder that's off of that. Hey, but I'm still over here looking for their Davy dude. I'm about to quit. I'm about to quit. No, that's diluted. Where's Divvy? Yo, man, they do pay a fucking dividend, dude. That's fucking bullshit, dude. The payout ratio is motherfucking 20% on the Divvy. Oh man, there's no way it's 20. Oh, there it is. Annual dividend yield is 0.55. That's what is that? 0.48. 5-year average dividend yield is 0.83. That's basically a buck every share. That's crazy. Man, fuck you. I don't even like wrestling, but still. But keep an eye on the bonds, though. I think the bonds are. I mean, the word for it. The bonds are gonna get beat the fuck up, right? That's probably the only thing to come up with. Like it's gonna be bad as soon as this shit starts to spread. I'm excited to see what they say with the banking shit, though. I want to hear them say how financially stable it is. Fuck financially stable. Just realize that financially stable. Yeah, it's not good, dude. I mean, that's kind of. I mean, what do you expect though? It's not like it's something new, right? The little assholes have been doing it since forever. But they're comparing TLT to being bigger than 2020, really? Because TLT blew up during COVID. Like that shit was it was uncalled for, but it was it. This is the 2020 move right here. Like that one day it skyrocketed. Literally fucking. They're talking about the 2-year bond is gonna get like be nasty. Because it's such a short time for this damn yield curve to get inverted. Last time it even did any of that was like everybody's too soon on it too though. It's like fuck, everybody's trying to anticipate what the feds are gonna do and then they act on it before anything even happens. They're like, bam, oh, WWE got some news. Sales process is reportedly shaping up to be good. CNBC's Favre says with multiple parties involved in the potential sale. Damn, man, yeah, look at that shit, dude. Could have just held it for 3, 4 years and they would have sold it and you'd have got paid out. But you know, I was like, wrestling's crazy. How are they gonna wrestle if they're on lockdown? So confused. Oh, social distancing, you know? They're gonna wrestle. Air wrestle. That sucks, dude. Rivian is moving staff to Illinois facility to increase production. No. Chinese New Year says the recovery in China unfold is a positive way. Expects to see double-digit growth in China year over year. Oh, Bitcoin's coming back up, about to hit the 2,700. Huh? Wants it back up at 27, even though we already hit it this morning, right? But damn, got a clear downtrend now. Yeah, 4 hours. Woo, man, we're like right there on the top of that channel though. House prices hit, didn't they? That didn't do shit though. Confidence is coming out here shortly. And what was yesterday? There was pre-written statements for yesterday, right? Yeah, Congress is. They're gonna solve, man. It just says nothing but the banking system is resilient and sound. There's no need for them to step in, but they're looking at potentially using more tools to fix it, if even though there's sound and stable and there's no fears on their end. That's so conflicting. Well, fucking Tesla's dying over here on us. It's not good. Not good. That's not Tesla, damn it. Why do you keep showing me wheat? I literally put in TSLA and it comes up with ZW. Fuck. How is ZW even in there? Wheat doesn't even have a T on the beginning of it. Oh, fuck. Damn, wheat down. Tesla, 187.85. That's a new low. Apple, oh man. Another low, 156.96. Son of a bitch. Oh man, we're about to slip over here on the SPY. Oh snap. Oh, what are you doing? Stop clicking everything. And we, man, probably get back up into this range right around May. And just in time to sell in May and go away and then continue a little bit of a downward trend. That's gonna, okay. I'm gonna take an extra long summer vacation this time. Actually, I don't think I took a long enough one. Still, this is not. The feds keep saying shit stable, and like I think sooner or later people are gonna be like, wait a minute, why they keep pushing this narrative so much? Like making me sick just hearing it. Because Powell ain't gonna give up on inflation unless there's an emergency meeting, and then that's the only time he's gonna actually, nudge on it. Ooh, he ain't fuck. He don't give not two fucks. I don't care about you guys. I don't even like you. Yeah, Alibaba's gonna split up into 6 different companies apparently. They're gonna change one to A, other one to B, other one to C, D, and E. Yeah, I don't even know what the name. Mm-hmm. Back up. Anything else at though? Yeah, that W. I believe I ain't grabbing any. Sucks. Yeah. Is this lithium guy? Who the fuck is green broke TMS? That Nova INBO. They're selling off. Silvergate's at $2. Damn, they got fucking. That was bad. Quick. Crazy how quick shit fucking runs like that. Tight aids up. Yeah, they got a bunch of legislation in the works already. U.S. equities open. Stocks in the red as tech and communications weighs. CWA has field 2 unfair labor practices changes with NLRD on 7th of March on behalf of Apple. Retail workers who were fired in Houston. Can't be doing that, Apple. Come on, man. You guys like make way too much money to not be paying on quality work. They don't want to pay dick. Like, nah, it's on the house, my friend. Come on, fucking come on, Habibi. You do it for free. It's okay. But in my country, we just put paint over it, and it's good. And that's why your country's falling apart. No, I'm just fucking BKTX. The fuck is BK? That's a fucking therapeutic one, isn't it? That's a therapeutic company. Yeah, BA. This Viking therapy is gone, dude. It's 53%. That a PDUFA? Oral version of obesity drug. Wow. They're like, look at, they're getting too fat. Let's just give them another drug. But this one they eat, so they could just eat the fuck out of it, and then they'll get sick. Then what? That's a good way to get them to take their fucking dietary shit. Yeah, it ain't cute being fat. You lose some of that weight. Tighten that shit up. Oh, it's hard to believe, but there was one point where I was almost at 300 pounds. Not fucking fun. I said, she said, borderline obesity. I said, did you just call me fat? I'm like, oh, hell. Okay. It was bad, dude. I was being there. Trying to put my shoe on. It was so hard. It was so hard. Sleeping, wheezing. Yeah, that was a long time ago. That was like what? 2012. Yeah, I remember 242. Oh man, it was rough. Huh? Trying to put your shoe on and shit. You gotta like really lift up your leg and like, dude, it's all bad. Oh fuck. Look down, you can't even see your dick. You're like, yo, where's he at? Wait a minute. My bad. I think we went down the wrong road on that one. Yeah, nah, it was not cool, dude. I did. Shoot, I got that shit off quick though. Within like, what was it? Less than 6 months, I was down to 195 or something like that. I was averaging like 4 to 5 pounds a week. I was going hard. I mean, it did help that, my buddy was fucking been trying to walk uphill for right. Dude, it was bad. I'd be huffing and when I was waking up, sleeping on my back. Oh shit, I can't. Damn, this is not good. But yeah, that was when I was in Texas, and like my good friend Serge, he was I didn't know this right away, but I found out like 2 months after working out with him. This son of a bitch was a drill sergeant. And this is like he's going on a sixth tour or sixth time to be a drill sergeant. I was like, damn, that explains it, dude, because we never did the same exercise twice. Like this motherfucker had new ones every day. And he was not playing, dude. This motherfucker was like literally like, you're gonna fucking get in there and get it, keep going. And then that's when I found out he was a drill sergeant. I was like, damn, that's why, dude. I'm like, shit, I can see it now, dude. You were not playing. Good guy, good guy. I still keep contact with Serge. He's about to retire. He's done his 20 years already. I think he's retiring right now, actually. Good guy. Yeah, man, it was bad though, dude. I still got some of the shirts from back then, man. They talking about 4X, my guy. It looks like you're gonna fly away with it when you look at it now. I know something wrong with my wife because she's like, I miss you when you were that big. And I'm like, no, I do not, because you know how hard it was? Like, fuck that shit. I was like, no, what's wrong with you? That's fucking. Oh, never mind. I gotta rethink. Okay, it was like, what, 298 it was, or some shit like that. It was basically 300. I was like, damn, what happened? Like, I think your scale's broken. Dude, then they had me do a stress test. Oh, bro, I almost died. Literally, I almost died on this stress test. They were like, breathe out and breathe in, hold it. I'm like, I can't. I can't even catch my breath, you bitch. Get out of here. You guys had me running on a treadmill and shit the fuck. Yeah, that was the worst. The stress test was horrible. Oh, fuck. Here we go. Elizabeth Warren. This mother. I mean, you know, maybe she might say something good for us. Maybe. It was bad. When I did a little trick, I was messing with my metabolism like every 8 o'clock, and then all the way up to 8 p.m. I think it was every 3 hours I would eat a small meal with like maybe cold water, some shit like that. But I mean like a small meal, like a half a tuna sandwich with the apple. You know what I mean? And then eat the other half later. But that's what helped out my metabolism to burn it off so fast. In the morning, I would eat or something, drink something cold or something hot because that gets your body to start trying to warm up or cool down and burns calories. Fun fact, jalapenos and shit like that. When you sweat, that means your body's trying to cool you down. Makes it work a little harder. I'm about to start apple cider vinegar post meal shot. Oof, that's you nasty. I tried that one time. I could not do it, dude. Oh my shit! I was like, nah, I'm good. That's not for me. Yeah. I mean, if you make, I mean, it depends on what kind you use. Gotta wrap the cycle for my, right? He's like, I gotta get good looking for Miami when I gotta get over there. Gotta make sure. I was ready to go to Miami again. I can't. Weren't you just there like what, 6 months ago? Yeah, I gotta go again. Good. Yep. I don't know. I think pretty soon here, he says, shh. I think probably the next year or so. Um, some comfort zones are gonna get just destroyed. Unfortunately, I think it's all in there. I think we're there. I'm fucking done with this bullshit. Yo, what is this? U.S. Rich Fed manufacturing. We got the fuck. I'm so confused right now. I don't even know. The shipments was it came in two. And previous was -15. What the fuck? Okay, U.S. Rich Fed Service Index -17. Previous was -3. And hang on. Oh shit, we got these fuckers are alive right now. Where they at? I found out a while back. And then once apparently, reboot for the life cycle. I mean, I mean, that's where it's at. Like, gotta, like I've said, man, we're already 40% down, my guy. Like, I'm basically rounded up. Even though I have been saying I've been 40 for the past, like, I don't know, since I was like 23, 24. So, I mean, technically, I do feel a lot older than I really, you know, I've been saying you've been 40 for the past like 20 years. It's like nothing. Yeah, it's a trip. Come on, it's a trip. My kids are like, wait a minute, I thought you've been 40. I'm like, what do you mean? I was just messing around when I was saying that. I'm like, I'm only 38 still, relax. Shit. But yeah, nah, it's like I already 40% down, my dude. Like, fuck that shit. I think life is all about regrets. You gotta have less of them. You don't usually ever regret doing something. It's usually not doing it, right? It's reverse. It's like good news is bad news. Bad news is good news. I'm fucking damn, man. It applies to everything. Look at that. Go figure. Where'd you learn that one from? Stock market. Listening to Fed Pal. You know who the federal chairman is? Yeah, yeah. He taught me that one right there. He said good news is bad news and bad news is good. And I said, I got you. Apply that to everything else. Oh, well, I can't find this dude. Why aren't they letting me listen to him? Fuck you. Ain't good. He said again. Like, I mean, hello. They did. What are you trying to say? Oh, they did it in 2008. That's right. No, I forgot. No, I didn't forget. I remember. There we go. Mr. Brown.
Many who are the first to scold the regulators for their failures offer ready ears whenever bank CEOs line up at their offices complaining about
the next 20 years are going to be nuts for me.
Remember some of those complaints in our hearing with Fed Chair Powell over the Fed merely reviewing capital just 3 days before Silicon Valley Bank failed?
Hey, you're late, sir. Look at that guy. He came in real quick out the back.
When we ask who should have known how
the banking community, recent bank failures, and the federal regulator response
quadrupled in size over 3 years. Signature Bank more than doubled in that time. The principles here aren't complicated. Banks should be prudently managed, should be mindful of the full scope of risks they face, should diversify across companies and products. The committee must consider how these banks exploded in size in a way that was clearly unsustainable. Some explanations will focus on complicated sounding concepts like balance sheet, balance risk, and moral hazard, stress tests, and liquidity stats.
Huh?
Liquidity
balance sheet, bro. We ain't looked at a balance sheet since 2019, my guy. What are you talking about?
Hubris, entitlement, greed.
That's funny. He said balance sheet. Fuck about no balance sheet.
The CEO's own pay was tied directly to the growth of SVB. At SVB,
he looked at fundamentals and I don't know how long. I can't even spell it.
So they took more risk by buying assets with higher yields to make higher profits. When those investments started to lose money, they didn't back down. It won't surprise anyone that Silicon Valley Bank went nearly a year without a chief risk officer.
Wow.
Venture capitalists fueled
That's
the bank
wild.
By forcing the companies they invested in and advised to keep their money at Silicon Bank.
Not a risk manager to check out the risk.
VCs turned around and sparked the bank.
We don't give a fuck, bro. Let it run up.
To pull their money out,
like,
creating more
we're in dumb money right now. Like
Signature Bank found itself in the middle of the Sam Bankman-Fried.
Sam Bankman-Fried bought. Oh, he did it.
FTX. The bank let him open multiple accounts and ignored red flag after red flag. All just a variation of the same theme, the same root cause.
There we
go. Economic problem. Elites do anything to make a quick profit and pocket the rewards, and when their risky behavior leads to catastrophic failures, they turn to the government.
There we go, Mr. Brown. I'm starting to like this guy right here. Finally, somebody said it. Shit.
Even though no taxpayer money is being used to save these deposits,
we've been thinking
understand why Americans are angry, even disgusted at how quickly the government mobilized.
I don't know if you've heard the stream over here, but we're not really too angry.
People have a pretty good sense of whose problems.
I wouldn't even say disappointed. We're just
of course, we have to prevent systemic threats to the economy, but corporate trade deals are a systemic threat to towns like I grew up in Ohio and across the industrial Midwest. Is a Wall Street business model that rewards short-term profits over investments in innovation and workers. And those threats are not only tolerated, they've been actively pushed by the same crowd that this month clamored for the government to save them. Just as there are no atheists in foxholes, it appears that when there's a bank crash, there are no libertarians in the Silicon Valley. I hope that from now on, those who have no problem with government intervention to protect their own lives
power of Siberian pipeline will undergo planned maintenance gas transportation will be
maybe tempting to look at all this and say we don't need new rules. The problem was those arrogant executives.
Sound like Pelosi,
dude. Always be arrogant executive. That's exactly why we need strong rules and public servants. With the courage,
these guys are fucking idiots, dude. I'm sorry. It took them 15 years to figure this shit out. Are you serious?
The official sitting boards before today know that their predecessors rolled back protections like capital and liquidity standards, stress tests.
They know what they're doing. They deal with money all the time.
And even basic supervision. They green-lighted those banks to grow and grow and grow. Too big, too fast.
I've seen some automotive mechanics. I don't even call technicians. They've been in there a long time.
Amount works for everyone, including small businesses whose real goal is to meet payroll. We expect bank executives.
Oh shit! Look at the spy going for it.
Bank management
27.020 on Bitcoin.
Business in specialized area that pay themselves huge bonuses right up and
just say the banking system's trash, my dude, and then
That's
Bitcoin's gonna
not
go.
being a trusted partner to your customers.
Shit, I think
it's
I'm asking
taking
too much.
advantage of
You ain't
them.
gonna say that.
These executives must answer for
Can you
their
say they
bank's
suck at least?
downfalls. I've called on the former CEOs of those banks, those failed banks, to testify. I thank Scott for joining us in that effort. But they must also face real consequences.
Oh, that's right, because they all dipped out, huh?
Right now, none of the
executives CEOs
who ran these banks into the ground,
they said, we gotta go, dude. The bank is, the boat is sinking. Quick, there's only one life jacket.
Some executives have
meet me in the back of the boat.
I'll
hold on to you, and then we'll just float
together. Wandered off into the sunset. It will surprise no one in Ohio that these bank executives face less accountability than a cashier.
Oh, damn. He's talking about the train derailment.
That's why I'll be introducing legislation to strengthen regulators' ability to impose fines and penalties.
I mean, you should be able to tax the shit out of them.
Executives who cause bank failures from ever working in another bank. We need to look at bank regulators.
Damn, bro, shit's gonna get fucking aggressive here.
Problems at banks,
like,
but also be empowered to
restructuring is inbound.
Today, my colleagues and I are asking GAO to follow up on a 2019 report where they highlighted communication failures.
They're gonna put a new restriction to the stock market.
Fully addressed identified deficiencies. I'm looking forward.
And it ain't gonna be as simple as answering some questions to get option trading eligibility. Huh? I don't even think it matters if you answer that shit wrong. They'll still give it to you.
Our financial system is stronger.
I don't think there's a wrong way to answer that.
Americans have watched the same pattern over and over and over again. Crisis occurs. Some will push for reforms. The lucky will be able to seize the moment and actually pass some. But then the bank lobbyists, they are so good at their job. Politicians spend the ensuing years rolling back reforms right up until the next crisis. And that crisis happens because, you guessed it, we rolled back regulations in this body, enabling the regulators to roll them back even further.
On Deutsche Bank, they're looking at
any crisis. There
was a trade made.
Little wonder that workers in Ohio and around the country don't trust banks. They don't trust their own government. It's time we prove them wrong. Ignore the corporate lobbyists and put workers in
March and turn of power. Where'd it go?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Regulators reportedly eyeing a single Deutsche Bank CDS trade made after Friday's.
Though our questions are nowhere near answered.
Somebody knows something.
Providing transparency and accountability.
Something with
the American taxpayer. I'd like to thank Mr. Chairman for taking the time and working.
Is that GY?
Bank CEOs into this hearing. I think it's incredibly important that we hear from the folks.
Fuck's the ticker on fucking Deutsche Bank again. I always forget.
What the failure of
is it DBK?
The management. All accounts.
Maybe.
It's a classic tale of negligence. And
but those are warrants.
Warrants themselves. Without any question, that's where the buck stops.
The buck, shut the fuck up, dude, man. We heard Grandpa Biden said the same shit. That's where he got it from. And he doesn't even use it in the wrong contents, okay? Because he used it in a completely different fucking. Shut up. Sorry. I need to make a calendar and make every day prior to the Fed talk as a don't trade day. There you go. You know, I thought about it, but I've never done it.
Also,
you can like send me a reminder.
I don't mean to
be like, man, don't trade today. Feds are talking to you.
But it is hard.
I thought about that. I just always forget to put it down.
Seriously,
he said that. Did he just call me third string?
Seeing when they themselves are shielding.
They ain't no. They're not runner up. What? He said, nah. I want Yeller, not Yang. Damn it, or whatever. Wayne. Nah, I want first string. I don't need no second string.
Instead, we have the vice chair of supervision here to use the committee.
They ain't said shit really yet. Like
about the wrongs under.
Like they haven't given us anything new that we have
Federal
not
Reserve
already
has
known.
already announced he is conducting a review to assess any supervisory failures with an obvious inherent conflict of interest in a classic case.
I don't think these motherfuckers know what they're talking about or what they're looking for.
The Fed should focus on its mission and not the climate arena. This is a waste of time, attention, and manpower. All things that could have gone into bank supervision. Banks, like any other businesses, must manage their risk and be good stewards for their customers. But unlike other businesses, banks are highly
get this shit off the bottom. I can't
sometimes banks even have their regulators sitting in their banks and
because they have done nothing.
Monitoring the risk and activities, as is the case with Silicon Valley Bank. For the last 2.5 weeks, the regulators have consistently described Silicon Valley as unique and highly idiosyncratic, meaning the warning signs should have been
the federal
flashing
regulator.
red.
You guys, they did the
SVB
response. They haven't even responded with
stood
shit
out
yet. Like, just been
as
fucking
what it
blowing air.
Absolutely a problem child.
This dude looked like
Clear
he ain't
as
slept
the
in
bill
about
were the
fucking
warning
three,
In fact,
I would say since
reports
like
indicate
maybe
that these
April of
warning signs
2021 after
were
he was like,
already
he got a little crypto
And
fever.
on March 19th, the New York Times wrote,
He be looking like,
Silicon
what's
Valley's
that guy?
bank
Fucking Patrick.
risky practices were on the Federal
Mr.
Reserve's
Schweizer?
radar for more
He looking rough right now, dude.
than
He
a
looking
year.
like that.
Moreover, Silicon Valley suffered from extreme interest rate risk due to investment in long-term securities that declined in value because of soaring inflation. Of all our supervisors, the Federal Reserve should have been keenly aware of the impact interest rate hikes would have on the value of these securities. And it
Oh, but wait a minute. Janet Yellen doesn't understand how inflation works. So how the fuck are you guys gonna do
their
this?
bets, covering their risk accordingly.
Oh, Yeller's supposed
But
to
now
be
we know,
like runner up.
based
Isn't
off
she?
your testimony, Mr. Barr, that the
Jigglypuff.
Fed was aware. In fact, in 2021, your supervisors found deficiency in the bank's liquidity and its management, resulting in 6 supervisory findings. Later in 2022, supervisors then issued 3 findings related to ineffective board oversight, risk management weaknesses, and the bank's internal audit function.
And then Sam Bankman-Fried said he didn't even understand. Sam Bankman, he came out. He said, "Risk management, what's that? I don't know what that means. Is that when you don't eat all your candy at once?"
Can take any.
I'm sorry, that bag's already empty, sir.
Enforcement action it deems necessary to address unsafe, unsound practices.
Unsound practices. I
what
mean,
we already know. Your priorities and your work with the San Francisco.
so it sounds like these guys are the problems because they're not on top of their game, right? I mean, that's what I'm hearing here. I'm hearing that our senators and all the other ones up there that are supposed to be, you know, regulating shit, you know, regulators.
SVB's social and climate agenda.
They ain't doing their
if
what they're fucking hired for, right?
In climate cause the regulators to be a bit more permissive of its risks. If you can't stay on mission and enforce the laws as they already are on the book, how can you ask Congress?
Hey, he needs to stop with that S shit at the end of it.
To that end, I hope to learn how the Federal Reserve could know about such risky practices for more than a year.
Do that.
And fail to take
it's like whistling at the end of it.
Corrective action. By all accounts, our regulators appear to have
killing me.
Sleep.
Like fucking nails on a chalkboard. I'm sorry.
I also hope to learn more from the FDIC about the role, the receivership, and sale of both SVB and Signature Bank, especially on the auction bid process. I'm very concerned that private sector offers appear to have been submitted and yet were denied. If Silicon Valley Bank had been purchased before it failed, the panic, the shock to the market.
They wanted it to happen, dude.
Evidence we've seen over the past.
They wanted it. They knew what it would cause, and you know how motherfuckers are so big on betting on the downside.
The weekend of March 10th,
they're betting on somebody failing. That's where I mean.
They have sustained Signature
That's where you
Bank
get your fucking kicks from.
The FDIC's bid auction process.
Where you make the most money without having to pay paying nothing back. Once they go belly up, you got no taxes on it.
But when you hear rumors
Especially when
that
they go
this
bankrupt.
process was delayed because the White House doesn't like mergers in any shape, form, or fashion,
Nope.
it makes you wonder what actually is going on. Sometimes
I don't know, Mr. Scott. You should look into
it
it.
looks like a duck, acts like a duck. It's just a duck. As I close on this opening statement, 3 things remain clear.
Oh man, why are we talking about ducks for? What the
regarding
fuck?
SVB.
Where are we going, duck hunting?
The bank was rife with mismanagement. Second,
I
there
don't
was a
think
clear
that dog hunts,
supervisory
boss. We
failure.
should put him
Our
down. That
regulators
dog don't hunt.
were simply asleep at the wheel. And finally, President Biden's reckless spending caused.
No, but the buck stopped with that guy. He's the first one to say it.
And the country,
Everybody was like,
as well
"Oh
as
shit, the
the
buck
bank,
stops here." But wait a minute, he's not stopping
experienced
shit. I'm
tremendous
confused.
Thank you, Ranking Member Scott. I'll introduce the three witnesses today. Martin Grunberg was sworn in as chair of the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation Board of Directors, January of 2023. Michael Barr took office as vice chair for supervision of the Board of Governors.
Michael Barr, wait a minute, is this that one guy?
July of 2022 for a 4-year term. He serves also as a member, of course, of the Board of Governors. Nellie Liang is
bro, man, hey, the
finance,
crypto fucking companies, I don't know, dude. They better, they better clean their shit up and not pull no SB Sam Bankman Friday.
Thank you.
You know what I mean?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
The Honorable Martin Gerber. That dude is definitely a great ancestor.
Thank you for the opportunity to appear before you today to address the recent bank failures and the federal regulatory response. March 10th, just over 2 weeks ago, Silicon Valley banker, SVB as it's known, with $209 billion in assets at year-end 2022,
but I can't
was closed by the California Department of Financial Protection and Innovation, which appointed the FDIC as receiver. Earlier, SVB, following the March 8th announcement by Silvergate Bank, that it would.
And then we still don't know where this shit spreads to because we haven't seen everything from the Sam Bankman Friday fucking fiasco.
Sunday, March 12th, just 2 days after the failure of SVB, another institution, Signature Bank of New York, with $110 billion in assets at year-end 2022, was closed by the New York State Department of Financial Services, which also appointed the FDIC as receiver. With other institutions experiencing stress, serious concerns arose about a broader economic spillover. After careful analysis and deliberation, the boards of the FDIC and the Federal Reserve voted unanimously to recommend, and the Treasury Secretary, in consultation with the President, determined that the FDIC could use emergency systemic risk authorities under the Federal Deposit Insurance Act to fully protect all depositors from winding down SVB. And
yeah, but if you don't meet that minimum requirement, what happens then?
It's worth noting that these two institutions were allowed to fail. Shareholders lost their investment, unsecured creditors with losses.
Yeah, goddammit. I lost my investment, even though I wasn't in all bank, but it caused some other money to be lost on another asset. That was it was a sympathy play.
And hold accountable
basically
the directors and officers of the banks for the losses they caused.
But sir,
and for any
I need to retry this again because the first time we dropped the ball, we kind of went the wrong way with the bet. It must be nice, huh? Be able to come in there and be like, yo, dude, we fucked up, made the wrong bet. It's cool. Let's just hit the government up for some money. Run it again. Damn, we did it again. It's all damn, we did it again. Fuck.
Repaid by a special assessment on banks as required by law. The FDIC has now completed the sale of both bridge banks to acquiring institutions, New York Community Bank Corp's Flagstar Bank for Signature, First Citizens.
This dude, he gotta know his shit though, because he's like, his hairline is like falling apart there a little bit, low key. Like it's falling off, but like, I can see the shininess, but he does this little where he's like, he like over the sit down, sir. He fucking, combs it to the right. Yeah, he combs it to the right. Yeah, well, I mean, I guess he's old. He's probably like about 89 years old, older than dirt. I guess he might know something.
Also discusses the FDIC's
that dude's old as pine.
The current state of the U.S. financial system, which remains sound despite recent.
There it is. He said it again. Fucking goddamn it! He said it's sound and resilient.
As we look back on the immediate aftermath.
Sound and resilient, huh? I don't know.
In
dude.
that regard,
I was hoping not one of these guys would really say it, but there you go. It sounds resilient.
Insurance system, and will release.
He didn't even like the way he looked up was like, I don't know if he keep reading.
Relating to deposit insurance coverage levels, excess deposit insurance.
I don't know, dude. Probably, I think we go up, and then everybody's gonna think the banking system is sound and resilient.
Risk officer,
this is the honorable, bro. Like, I mean, what's that's his that's his title, the honorable.
Further,
what kind of position? Is he like the head judge or? What?
a proposed
Fuck is this guy doing? I
rulemaking
gotta
for
look
the
this guy up.
special
I
assessment.
gotta go through his ancestry
public
tree and shit.
banks.
Come on,
The two
go
bank
through his
failures
ancestry tree.
demonstrate the implications of banks with assets over 100 billion out for financial stability. The prudential regulation of these institutions merits serious
I'll find some
attention,
shit.
particularly for
I'll
capital,
find some shit. It might
liquidity,
not,
and
you know,
interest
mean
rate
much,
risk.
but shit.
Resolution plan requirements
Oh,
for
not
these
Revolution.
institutions also merit
Revolut
review,
desk?
including a
He's talking
long-term
about
debt
President desk.
requirement to facilitate
Stuff in it.
quarterly resolution. Recent
Oh, wrong one.
efforts to stabilize the banking system and stem potential contagion from the failures of FSB and Signature
Here
have
it is. See, I
ensured
just had to
that
type in the
depositors
whole
will
name and it
continue to
popped
have
up.
access to their savings.
There we
Small
go.
businesses and other employers can continue to make payrolls, and that other banks, small, medium, and large,
There he is, the
can
Honorable
continue
Martin
to extend credit to
Grunberg,
borrowers and
Chairman,
serve
Board of Governors of
as
the
a source
Federal
of support.
Deposit Insurance
The
Corporation,
FDIC
Federal
continues to
Reserve.
monitor developments
Although, dude,
and is
this dude's
prepared
a
to use
big
all of
dick.
its authorities.
Like, he's got one of
as
those
needed.
ones that's just going from
The
angle to
FDIC is
angle and
committed
shit.
to
God
working
damn.
cooperatively their counterparts at the other federal regulators,
I don't know
as
if that was the
well
right
as with
analogy.
policymakers in the Congress, better understand
He's
the
got
fraudulent
some
institutions
pull.
of failure and what measures can be taken to prevent similar failures
I
in
gotta
the
go
future.
through
That concludes
I
my
gotta go
statement
look
in
through his shit.
public
Like, who
language
are you,
response
sir?
questions.
Thank you, Mr. Barr.
No, I mean, who are you? I don't care about what you do.
Chairman Brown.
Where do you come from? Where do you hail? Maybe I should put it that way. Where do you hail?
On the Federal Reserve's supervisory and regulatory oversight of Silicon Valley Bank. Our banking system is sound and resilient.
Honorable.
With
Sound and resilient. Damn, there it is again,
the
bro.
Federal Reserve, working with the Treasury Department and FDIC, took decisive action.
Oh,
to protect the
that's
U.S.
like 3 for
economy
3, I think.
and to
Fuck.
strengthen public confidence in the banking system. These actions.
Oh, he didn't even look up
demonstrate
either.
that
This
we are
is
committed to
Bar.
ensuring that all
He didn't
deposits
even
are
look
safe.
up, dude.
We will continue
He
to
just
closely
read it off.
monitor
He was like,
conditions in
don't
the
even look
banking
up.
system
Just sound and
and
resilient,
are
bro.
prepared to
Banking
use
system
all
is
of our tools for any size
solid.
institution as needed to keep the system safe and sound. At the same time, the events of the last few weeks raise questions about what more can be done, what more should be done, so that
We have the narrative
banking
by it, you know what I mean? The rumor, get the rumor. Wait for the news to hit. I don't know. Is this
and
is
threaten
this the news or is
stability
this
of the
this
banking
might be a
system
rumor?
as a
I'm not
whole.
too sure yet because these guys don't even
At the
know.
forefront
They
of
don't
our
even know what's
is
going on. That's the
importance
fucked
of
up part.
maintaining the strength and
They
diversity
don't
of
know.
banking
They're like
enterprises
they're doing
serve
just what me and
communities
you were doing
across
over
the
here on the
country.
sideline, just talking shit, basically.
SVB failed
Keeping our
because
own
the
little
bank's
2 cents,
management
which
did not
only
effectively
doesn't even
manage
have
its
that
interest
much
rate
value.
and
It's
liquidity
only 2
risk.
cents, but
And the bank then suffered a devastating and unexpected run by its uninsured
Honorable Ben
depositors
Mark,
in a
Honorable
period
Mary
of
Joe
less than
White,
24
Thomas
hours.
Curry.
Immediately
Oh,
following
Gary
SVB's
Gensler's
failure,
on there too.
Chair
Oh,
Powell and I agreed that I should
There's only
oversee
5
a
of them.
review of the circumstances leading up to
Page
SVB's failure. In this review, we are looking at SVB's growth and
Limitations and
management,
restrictions
our
on
supervisory engagement
property
with the bank,
trading and certain
regulatory
interests in the
requirements
relationship with
that
hedge
apply to
funds
the
and
bank.
private equity funds.
The picture that has emerged
And
thus
they've been
far
talking about
shows
this since
SVB had
2013. They've been
inadequate risk
saying it and
management
looking
and
into some.
internal
I just found some
controls
article that
that
these
struggled
guys
to keep
pumped out here in
pace with the growth of
2013.
the bank.
And
Supervisors
they're talking
began
about
delivering
kind of the same
supervisory
thing that we're
warnings
dealing
near
with
the
here,
end
but
of
they didn't do
2021.
shit. They're calling it a black
Our
box.
review will consider
A
whether
rule
these
of writing
supervisory
that could
warnings were
result in an
sufficient and
unbridled
whether supervisors had
exercise of power
sufficient
that can
tools to
harm the
escalate.
economy and run counter.
We are also focusing on
standards
whether
of
the Federal
transparency.
Reserve's supervision was appropriate for the rapid
Bullard
growth
says
and vulnerabilities of the bank.
financial
While
banking
the Federal Reserve's
situation can
framework
be.
focuses
Hang
on
on,
the
whoa.
size threshold,
Bullard's
size is not
comment.
always a good proxy for
Where'd he
risk,
go?
particularly when a bank has a non-traditional
Dallas
business
Fed comes out in 2 minutes too.
model. Turning to regulation,
Some
we are evaluating whether
confident they can
application
do
of more
something.
stringent standards would have prompted the bank to better
repos, the
manage the
block.
risks that
What
led
the
to
fuck
its
is this
failure.
block?
Staff
blocker
are also
roll?
assessing whether SVB
Sounds-
would have
heard that
had
one
higher
before.
levels of capital and liquidity under those
Where did it
standards,
send it to though?
and whether such higher levels of capital and liquidity
Is this?
could have forestalled the bank's failure or provided
Click on
greater
something. I want you
resilience
to
to the
fucking
bank.
look for it.
We need to move
Goes
forward
to
with
the
our work
owl,
to
you
improve the
dumbass.
resilience of the banking system, including the Basel III Endgame reform, long-term debt requirements.
Wait a minute.
for
Did he
large
just say it?
banks, and enhancements to stress testing with multiple scenarios.
The
so that it
blocker
captures a
rule,
wider
Federal
range of
Reserve
risk
Board blocker
and
rule of
uncovers
authorization
channels for
bank
contagion,
entities from
like
agent
those we saw in the
and,
recent series of events. We must also explore changes to our liquidity rules and other reforms to improve the resilience of the financial system. In addition, recent events have shown that we must evolve our understanding of banking in light of changing technology and emerging risks. Part of the Federal Reserve's core mission is to promote the safety and soundness supervise, as well as the stability of the financial system, to help ensure that the system supports a healthy economy for U.S. households, businesses, and communities. Deeply interrogating SVB's failure and probing its broader implications is critical to our responsibility for upholding that mission. Thank you.
Quantitative measurements. Whoa, when is this one?
Thank you for being here.
What did I just
Chairman
fucking
Brown,
start reading over here?
Member Scott, other members of the committee, thank you for inviting me here to testify and for the opportunity to speak several times in recent
The
days.
blocker
to
was
share updates from Treasury.
roll in the.
regarding
Wait a
current
minute.
The American
Such speculative
economy
activity
relies
played
on
a
a
key role in the
healthy and
financial
diverse
crisis of
banking
2007,
system,
2008.
one
The
that
rules
includes
often referred
large,
to as a ban on
small, and mid-sized banks, and
trading by
provides for the
commerce banks
financial needs
whereby
of
our
families,
usage rate on
businesses,
banks'
and
own
local
accounts.
communities.
Although a number of
Nearly
expectations
3
to
weeks
this
ago,
ban were
problems
included
emerged
in
at
the
two
Dodd.
banks with the potential for immediate and
What the
significant
fuck is the
impact
Dodd-Frank law?
on the broader
Oh, I
banking
can't remember that now.
and the economy. The
It's
situation
just coming up in all
demanded
kinds of
a
different laws
swift
now. What the fuck?
response. In the days that
Might as well
followed,
be a lawyer.
the federal government took decisive
Takes it,
actions
brings up
to
law.
strengthen public confidence in the U.S. banking system and to protect the U.S. economy.
Oh, nah, man, motherfucker.
On March 9th, depositors at Silicon Valley Bank withdrew $42 billion in deposits in a period of just a few hours. After concluding that significant deposit withdrawals would continue the next day, the California state regulator closed SVB and appointed the FDIC as receiver.
Oh, why the
2
fuck
days
won't
later,
let me
the
do
New York
this?
regulator closed Signature Bank,
Copy again.
which
See?
also had experienced a depositor run, and appointed the FDIC
They still haven't said shit.
receiver.
You know that, right?
Treasury worked to assess the effects
Not a
of these
goddamn thing
failures
other
on
than the
broader
financial
banking
situation is
system,
sound and resilient.
consulting regularly with the Federal
Just us.
Reserve and FDIC. On Sunday evening, recognizing
find
the
something
urgency
older
of
than recent,
reducing
though. It's
uncertainty for Monday morning, Treasury, the Federal
Comprehensive and
Reserve,
complex
and the
bill that contained
FDIC
hundreds of
announced
pages
a number
included
of
16
actions
major areas
to
of
stem
reform. Simply put,
uninsured
the law
depositor
places
runs
stricter
and to
regulations on
prevent
whom.
significant disruptions to households and businesses.
Oh damn, bro! Look at that shit. We came down to the low, like whoa, the low, like whoa.
Unanimously. And Secretary Yellen
Fuck.
approved, after consulting with
The
the
Dodd
president,
Frank
two
Act,
actions
officially
that
called
would enable the
Dodd-Frank Wall Street
FDIC to
reform
complete
and
its
consider.
resolutions
Damn
of
it!
the two
What's the
banks
History Channel trying
in
to
a
tell me?
manner that fully
Dude, they got me on the
protects
History
all
Channel
of
reading
their
this shit. That's
depositors.
crazy.
These actions ensured that businesses could continue to make payroll and the families could access
Stop
their
mortgage
funds.
companies and lenders from taking advantage of us.
Depositors
Bro,
were
they still
protected
fuck,
by
man. They've been
deposit
taking advantage of us. These
insurance
fucking
funds.
jackasses.
Equity holders and bondholders were not.
Yeah, they got the
protected.
Lehman Brothers. Oh man, yeah.
Second,
I mean,
the
geez,
Federal Reserve
it's the
created the
banks.
Bank Term Funding Program, a new facility to provide term funding
Comprehensive
to
complex bill
all
that
insured
contained-
depository
I don't want to know
institutions
where it's
eligible
the
for
main-
primary credit
What's the
at the
main
discount window,
point?
based on their
Right,
holdings
1.5
of Treasury
million
and government
annual stress
agency
test.
securities.
I mean, we were doing
This
it. That
program,
didn't
along
really
with
show
the
anything, did it?
pre-existing discount window, has helped banks
Whatever.
meet depositor demands and bolstered liquidity in the banking system. This two-pronged
Locker.
targeted approach was necessary to reassure depositors.
I
at
mean,
banks
I don't know. I
and
think
protect the
I think
US
it's bad.
banking system
We're making a new
economy.
low right there. Fuck,
These
394.
actions have
Whoa.
helped to stabilize deposits
Futures are
throughout the
below
country
4,000.
and
This is
provided
getting deep.
depositors with confidence that their funds were safe.
Frank, today.
In addition to these actions, on March
Too much
16th,
regulations and
11
not enough
banks
regulations.
deposited $30 billion into First Republic Bank.
Donald Trump issued
The
an
actions
executive
of
order
these
to
large
instruct
and
regulators to
mid-sized
review the
banks
provisions of the
represent
Dodd-Frank
a
Act
vote of confidence
and
in the
compose a
banking
report
system
outlining
and
possible
demonstrate
reforms.
the importance.
Oh, look at that.
banks
Uncle
of
Trump
all
was already
sizes
looking into it.
working to keep
I get you. I bet you no one's
strong.
going to say that. They're going to be like, it was his
Moreover,
fault.
on March
He was
20th,
talking
deposits
about
in
it.
certain assets of
He did it.
Signature Bridge Bank were acquired
Biden
from
was
the
like,
FDIC, and
he
on
was
March
just,
26th,
getting
deposits
Americans
in certain
fired.
assets of
That's
Silicon Valley
different.
Bridge Bank were acquired from the FDIC.
That's different.
We continue to closely monitor developments across the
Look
banking
at,
and
look at
financial
this shit
system.
right here. What are you
and to
doing? What is it,
coordinate with the
2018?
federal
Look at
and
Grandpa
state
Joe looks
regulators.
even crampier.
As Secretary Yellen has said, we have used important
These guys are all,
tools to act
they're all
quickly
fucking
to
damn. Look,
prevent
you got Nancy
contagion,
Pelosi right there in
and
the
they are
fucking
tools
right.
we would
She's
use
like, yeah,
again
good job.
to ensure that Americans'
Sign it, dude.
are safe.
Blow you later.
Looking forward, while we do not yet
Yeah,
have
come on.
all the
Come on,
details
Brocky.
about the failures of the two banks, we know that the recent
I don't know
developments
when this shit
are
got really,
different
really bad,
from
though.
those of the global
right?
financial crisis. Back
Once
then,
that
many
motherfucker
financial
was in there, it kinda
institutions
got
came under
real
stress because they
No.
held low credit quality assets.
It's fucked up, too, because
This was
after the
not
first
at
4
all
wasn't that
the
good. They were like, you know what? Let's give him another 4. Maybe he'll
Our
do
financial
better.
system is significantly
Imagine if that happens with,
stronger
with
than it was
fucking
15 years
Grandpa
ago.
Biden.
This is in
Because it
large
usually doesn't
part
happen with
due to
Democrats,
the
you know.
post-crisis
They could have been like, well, you know, the
reform
first 4 years, maybe it was a dud. Let's retry it.
As you
I'm gonna
know,
laugh.
the Federal Reserve announced a
Oh,
review
that'd
of
kill
the
me right
failure
there.
of
I'll just
SVB
lose all
and the
confidence in everybody.
FDIC a review of Signature Bank. I fully support these reviews and look forward to learning more in order to
Let's see what he
inform
does
any
after 8
regulatory
good years.
and
The first
supervisory
4, I mean, it was
responses.
horrible, but
We must
we're gonna
ensure
do it.
that our bank
I'm with it.
regulatory policies and supervision are appropriate for the risks and challenges that banks face today. Thank you to the committee for
No,
its
these are all the
leadership in
honorable
these
motherfuckers too. These are like
and for
the big
inviting
guys.
me
And
here to
you guys
testify.
kind of suck.
I look forward to your
I think the
feedback.
problem is these guys right
Thank
here.
you.
These motherfuckers. You too, Mr. Brown.
Almost every member
Sorry,
of this
I kinda
committee
like
will
you a
be
little
here
bit, but I
today
can get
on
a
both
problem
sides
too.
of the aisle.
Third.
Answer.
Damn, TLT
Is
just went
brief and
full
as quick as you
fucking
possibly can.
send
So
mode.
thank you for that.
Look at that shit on
In
104.
2019, by
Oh,
votes of
that's
4
a
to 1 and 5 to
50-point
1,
move.
now chair of the NEC, Bill Brainerd, the only dissenter in every one of those votes. The Fed rolled back stronger rules and was responsible for supervising.
Yeah, but she's going on fucking what's the name's team, isn't she?
Did the Fed drop the ball
Isn't that
because
the one
it
that
didn't
just
see the
joined
risk
Biden's,
that was building?
like
Thank
death
you,
hit
Chairman
squad?
Brown. That question.
It is like it's very
Fundamentally,
sus.
the bank failed because its management failed to appropriately address clear interest rate risk and clear liquidity risk. That
Oh,
interest rate
that's the
risk and
problem.
liquidity risk was highlighted by the supervisors of the firm beginning in November
He's
of
pointing fingers. He's like,
2021.
it was Sam, dude.
The,
Yeah.
the board and
was the manager,
and,
dude.
sorry, the Federal Reserve Bank
You know what?
brought
It was the
forward
security
these,
guard at the front gate because he let him
problems
through
to
the
the
first
bank,
front
and
doors,
they
dude.
failed to
Yeah.
address them
He
in a
failed to
timely
address
way.
that he
That
didn't work there.
exposure
Yeah.
led the firm to be
That's what
highly
happened.
vulnerable to a shock. And that shock came on the evening of Wednesday, March 8th, when it very belatedly attempted to adjust its liquidity position and reported
Remember that?
losses
I was like,
on its available
how
for
are you
sale
gonna do that?
securities.
How's that work?
The market reaction to that was quite negative, and that eventually on Thursday sparked a depositor run. So some of their practices appear to have violated the basic principles of Banking 101, concentration risk, over reliance on uninsured deposits, inadequate liquidity, poor risk management, the list goes on. How poorly managed was this bank? But supervisors had rated the bank at a very low rating. Normally, we would not be describing these matters, confidential matters, but given that the firm failed and triggered a systemic risk determination, prepared to talk about that confidential information, that the firm was rated a 3 in the Campbell scale, which is not well managed. And at the holding company level, it was rated deficient, which is also
Did he just
really
say?
not well managed. Thank you. Chair Grunberg, I heard from many small
Did he just say
businesses over the
camel milk?
weekend who had
I
money
swear to
in
God, that dude just
SVB
said
and
camel
were worried
milk.
about making payroll in Ohio.
talking about,
making
like,
payroll as a result of the failure. I heard from Ohio small
great
banks,
trade route?
credit unions worried
Like, I
about
mean, I guess those guys were on it.
leaving their institutions. I know that I'm not unique. Many of my colleagues from both sides of the aisle heard those same concerns in their state. Given the unprecedented scale of the bank run, what would have been the impact?
Oh,
on
he
small
said
business
it, bank
small
run.
businesses across the nation if you and other regulators?
So
had
it
not
was
taken
it a bank
action
run or
to
not? I
protect
want to know
depositors
because
at
everybody's saying it wasn't a
SVB
bank
and
run, but I
Signature
kind of feel
Bank?
like it was a bank run.
Senator, that was our central concern.
This guy right here
I
is
think
sus.
the
This Martin guy.
suggested
Yeah,
from
no,
the
you gotta look in there.
sequential failures of
He's sitting there fiddling with his
first
fingers
Silicon
way too
Valley
much.
and then
He's doing
Signature.
like
that there
he's
was
doing a
a
lot,
significant risk of contagion to other institutions, and in fact,
a
over
lot
that
of hand
weekend,
movements and shit. You
we
know,
were seeing
like he's trying to.
serious stress at other institutions. And I think that
Yeah,
and the potential knock-on effects
he's doing
of that
gestures now,
contagion
like you
is
know,
really what
like we're
led.
best. And now he's looking
and
around
the
getting
FDIC
contact
board
everybody.
to
Yeah,
recommend
I think
to the Treasury
I think
But
people
you're
are looking at
saying
him.
the actions taken
Yeah,
would lead
Mr.
to
Martin,
bad
I
outcomes
wanna
for small
talk to you,
businesses
sir.
and banks across the nation. If you hadn't acted that way, you think there would have been a contagion?
I think there would have been a contagion, and I think we'd be in a worse situation today with consequences.
Look at. He's like, it was this small, sir. Like, you see that? Look at my hands.
Regulators, Republicans, Democrats, all
Look at
across
my
the
hands.
board, there was agreement on those actions.
Yeah.
Undersecretary Lang, do you agree with that?
Oh, damn, that did not sound good.
The actions that were taken have been working to.
Nah, I don't want to see this bitch. That's the other dude. You gotta see him, dude. The way he was doing the hand gestures and like pulling the string out through the jar, like it was crazy.
Banks would have intensified.
I thought I was on the Vegas Strip looking at a fucking
liquidity
and a meme.
and their ability to support small.
He said a meme. Or...
Thank you. If you could answer this really briefly, because I don't want to go over my 5 minutes. Mr. Gruen, Chair Gruenberg, the FDIC announced the sale of SVB.
No, not those memes on Twitter. Oh, not those memes.
Senator Tillis of North Carolina.
Mine, whatever the fuck it is. It's a meme, fuck it.
Fund, approximately $20 billion. How's that cost covered?
Oh,
there he is. He's back.
And I indicated in my opening statement, the FDIC has to impose an assessment on the banking industry to cover the cost of coverage for any uninsured deposits. And I would note that the law provides the FDIC.
Look at the way he's looking at him. He looks very suspect, dude.
To consider the types of entities that benefit from any action.
Look at him moving his shoulders around. He's moving everything around. Dude, sit still.
Statement, we expect to issue a notice of proposed rulemaking for public
I'm waiting for him to rub his ear.
in May to implement the assessment.
Scratch your ear, dude. Scratch your ear. Like, let's rub your nose or something.
Your testimony and your answer, there are no
Show your
tax
tail.
dollars, nothing funded through the congressional appropriations process.
Mr. Chairman, what is the future?
Okay, oh, wait. Are we still talking to him? I want to know. I want to see him.
Sure.
Well, I think
Oh, yeah.
we have a strong set of
His eye just twitched like a
regional banks
motherfucker.
in the United
see that?
States.
He's
I
like-
think it was
I love how he's doing eye contact.
as a
Like,
general matter, their liquidity has remained stable through this episode. And I think it was a good indication, frankly, that in the two failed institutions, in both of those cases, the strongest bids we received to acquire those failed institutions.
yo, put your hand down. It's all
Two
mine,
other
dude. Look
regional
at that ring, though, dude.
capability
That ring is fucking
and,
big as
strategic
fuck.
business interests.
Nice gold there. That looks old.
There are a lot of
looks like-
cautionary lessons to be learned from the senator. I completely agree with that. And we're going to need to carefully review this episode. But as a general proposition, I think the regional banks in the United States remain a source of strength for the system.
I say I walked in on the.
He just licked the fuck out of his lips. No, he didn't. He was like, he's like, yeah, they bought that. He's like, I would have bought it.
Doing something that actually I thought could have been avoided, frankly. I thought it could have been avoided if we had someone in the private sector make the decision to buy the bank.
No, dude, you're crazy.
Had that been done on Friday, March the 10th, I think we could have literally eliminated the fiasco that we saw over the weekend. Were there folks interested in buying Silicon Valley Bank on Friday?
Senator, just to be clear, before the bank failed on an open institution basis,
After.
after the failure on a closed
What is he
basis.
doing with? What is he
We
like?
had expressions
What's
of
he holding
interest.
on to in the air? Like, what's he
Remember,
turning?
this was a very rushed
So
process.
confused. What's he
When they
rubbing?
say the bank failed on Friday morning. We had to, the other institution failed over the weekend. We had to set up two bridge institutions to manage those failed banks. To your point, though, we had expressions of interest.
Oh, I see.
set up a
My
bidding
interest is your
process
expressions
that we
with your
ran on
hands, sir.
Sunday, we received two bids. One wasn't valid because it had not been accrued
You're doing a
by the
lot there.
board of the bank. And the other, after we evaluated it,
He just put up a sign. He put up a block right there. That's what that meant. He's like, we just blocked it off, and then we took the money in, and then we ran.
The FDIC. So in effect, we did not have an
Cold
acceptable
language.
bid. And
Sign language.
It was really a determination that we made to try to set up two bridge institutions to manage for a short period of time these two failed banks, and then to organize a bidding process, an open bidding process for both institutions.
And then he goes at everybody. He's
Ultimately,
like,
we're able to implement successfully.
you remember? He's like,
And
you
so,
remember? I talked to you,
Signature
and you
Bank,
remember? Yes. Remember?
Previous weekends ago, and then to sell SVB this past weekend.
Are you suggesting that the fact that the board had not approved the decision off the offer that was on the table was the primary reason why you turned down that?
It was one of the bids. As a matter of, we were required for a bank to make a valid offer for the board of the bank.
To approve the offer?
Yeah, as a
That
matter
was the
of
primary reason why you did not go
for that bid. The other bid did
I think we
not
should-
have that issue, but the other bid was
Never mind.
more costly than liquidation.
So you're suggesting that a private sector engagement would have increased the cost, not decreased the cost?
At that point, I think in part because it takes a bit of time for this was a substantial institution. It takes some time for a bank to do appropriate due diligence to evaluate the assets and liabilities.
He hit him with the DD.
Informed bid for the
No, he did it.
institution.
He's like, yo, bro, yo,
Um,
DD's
yeah,
not hard. Yo, you should buy Dr. Curtis because, you know, he got some good DD over there. He'll find it out real quick for you guys. You guys are, you know, sucking in
I think that's why
the due
we
diligence
set up the
part.
bridge
Fuck.
institutions
He
to
did.
try to put in place quickly
Yeah,
an
bro,
orderly
this
bidding
fucking guy, he's
process
full of shit.
where any interested
Sorry.
party could submit a
I think
bid,
we're all fucked,
have an
dude. This is gonna
opportunity
just,
to do
they're
due
trying to,
diligence in
yeah,
order to
nah.
evaluate the institution
This is horrible.
and to make an informed.
He
informed bid.
didn't, he
I
didn't,
think we
you
were
know,
ultimately
bolster
able
my
to do
confidence,
that
not
because
one
of
bit.
this failed institution.
I'll just say with my remaining time that I look forward to the second round of questions, but I will say without question that if we would have had a better private sector engagement with quicker action from the feds, I think we
Yeah.
could have avoided the concept that rushed us to a decision, which was a concern of contagion in part. That could have been avoided if we had.
Because
had
they
a
try
decision
pushing it
on
too
Friday.
fast. It's like, you know, when you
There
do
were
something
5
wrong,
seconds
you go in there and you
to
try to
make a
get the
decision
shit
about
signed, you know, real
opportunity
quick.
for
Like,
the
oh, it's
second
cool.
round.
Yeah, just sign it. Oh, yeah, nah.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's what they were trying to do.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you for having this hearing. It's
Yo, whoa. Who's this guy?
a couple weeks ago.
Who are you, sir?
Finance committee hearing. I asked Secretary Yellen.
It doesn't say anything on the bottom. It just says Mr. Warner.
The facts out.
Is he
about what
like,
happened here?
wait a
I
minute.
very much appreciate
Where did he come from?
Vice
I'm
Chairman
like, where did he come from?
taking on this unenviable task of sorting this out.
Is this guy like a,
Because I've got
is this
more
like
questions. Was this a
the Jinx?
regulatory
the Joker?
and banking
Huh?
management failure?
I don't know. Who the fuck is
Or
this guy?
was it as some on my side of the island
Who's this
indicate was it
right
a
here?
statutory
Senate
failure?
committee?
There was a statutory failure and an additional test or activity was needed. I'm all for putting it.
Looks like he's about to just like throw some
But
silver at
my
people or some
operating
shit.
premise at
Like,
this point is,
or he's gonna like
if this had
get
been not
his checkbook out and start burning shit. Like, what? Send me
That
intel, Jeremy.
management mistakes, not having a risk officer.
Talking about this dude's breakfast plate. That's the
and
first thing that popped
failure
up. That's
basic
wild.
prudential regulation should have caught this. We had
Where you
two
at?
chief regulators, a state regulator, that at some point, Mr. Chairman, I hope we would get in front
That's
of
not
where
what
we're
he's
going.
fucking around.
And obviously the San Francisco Fed. So I'm going to be very interested
This dude
in
was
making
born
sure we
in
get to the bottom of this.
1954. I mean, you look pretty good for, you know,
Is the bank's
being like
business,
60-something years old.
concentrating in one
70.
industry, an industry that I used to be part of.
There's no way.
But the fact that there was such high concentration of counterparty risk, my understanding, 10 depositors alone had about $13 billion.
Nah, that was a different person. That guy died.
Deposits.
Like,
Again, it seemed to me interest rate
who's this guy?
mismanagement is
Business guy,
banking
Democrat,
101. And again, even at a $5 billion bank, this should have been. I also think the speed, often cited the fact that the largest bank failure we've seen was WAMU back in the crisis.
Here he is.
$16 billion left that bank over a 10-day period. In this case, $42 billion, the equivalent of 25 cents on every deposit, went out in 6 hours. I'm not sure
No, I want to know
at that
like
point what regulatory structures could have prevented
something different. That's not what I'm looking for.
and at least from reports,
I want to.
it seems to me
I want some
that,
shit that. You know,
say this
Some
is somebody who used to be in the VC
statements,
industry.
and
Some of the very
testimonies,
VCs
and some other bullshit. I don't know what his insight was before he was
They
at
have
for
started
this.
this run
He was shit about current.
and demanded all of their ancillary companies
History has a
all
funny
go out
way
at
of
once.
repeating itself.
So, Vice Chairman Barr, can you take us through with a little more detail, starting Wednesday night through Friday afternoon, how this happened, how we got here, what you've seen so far?
Thank you very much, Senator. Start where you did, which is this is a textbook case of
What happened? What I do? I
bank
touched something and
mismanagement.
starting to wake up. Don't do it.
The risks
I
the
think-
bank face, the interest rate risk and liquidity risk, those are
They're on
bread
to
and
me.
butter banking
Shit.
issues. The firm was quite aware of those issues. They had been told by regulators, investors.
I don't
were
want to look at
talking
this dude. I
about
want to look
problems
at the
with
other guy
interest
to
rate
be
and liquidity
asked
risk
questions. The other guy is
publicly.
sus.
And they didn't take the action necessary. They were quite vulnerable to risk, to shocks, and they didn't take the actions necessary to meet that.
Intelligent.
What happened on Wednesday night is they.
Oh, that's the
belatedly
dude behind the
attempted
TikTok
to-
ban.
to
That's who that
improve
guy
their
is.
liquidity
There,
position.
right now.
They did it in a way. spooked that
Damn,
up.
I gotta go. I gotta take the daughter. She wants to go to school early.
Uh,
It's getting
rumor
earlier and
last
earlier every
on
day.
Thursday
It's
morning,
TikTok ban in the
things
U.S. not
appeared
yet for new
calm
bill. No,
for
care
the
about
bank
that. I
reported
want
super-
gotta find some
but
more
later
information on this
Thursday
guy.
afternoon, was it out?
Been doing a lot of
And
restrictions.
by Thursday evening,
Been behind a lot of
we
bans and
learned
shit.
that indicated.
Oh, he's been like directly
That's an-
behind it.
an
He's too
extraordinary
busy worried
case
about
of scale.
TikTok, bro. You should have been worried
Federal
about the
Reserve
fucking banking
Bank
system.
staff worked with the
Dumb
bank
motherfuckers. I'm telling you.
through the
Telling you all
afternoon.
this. See, that's how why I think we're
And
fucked.
overnight.
Like, because the
to
fact
try
that
and
these
find it
professionals kind of fucked it up. That's like you coming to me and I'm like, yeah, bro, I'm a decent. I need 6.0 all day long, I'm pro. And then I blow your shit up. And I'm like, I don't know what happened. And then you're like, wait a minute, I thought you said you knew this. You lied to me. You lied to me or something stupid shit like that. Or, you know, it's like the trading, that's different because I already told you motherfuckers I'm not a professional. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. So none of this shit's recommendation. See? Total transparency.
Total of $100 billion scheduled to.
Yeah, but you know what? Good luck out there. Look both ways, man. And I mean, damn, it's like fuck. Don't just remember. You know, the banking system is sound and resilient. There's no need to worry. I'm out.